Hi everyone, my name is Debbie. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I am a reseller. I have been reselling for 17 years and I absolutely love it. I sell mainly on eBay and Poshmark, and then just a little bit on Mercari, Amazon, and ThreadUp. And this YouTube channel is all about sharing my experiences through the last 17 years, the things that I have learned and continue to learn, and try to provide information that I think is helpful and useful to those of you out there that are doing the same thing or learning to become resellers. So if you like this type of content and would like to join me again, if you hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell if you would like it to notify you when I release new videos. Today I'm going to share 17 items that sold last week, which was August 1st through 7th, 2021. I sold a total of 23 items for a gross amount of $583.42, which is a pretty low week for me, but it would be expected because I had a lot of other things going on. We had a lot of company at our house last week, and so my attention was definitely elsewhere, and it was not in listing when I did have free time, and I used it to make YouTube videos. So that is why my sales suffered, but I am still so grateful that I had 23 sales, so I chose the best ones to share with you. As always, if you would like the complete breakdown of all of my numbers, stay tuned until the end and I will have all of those numbers for you. We will start on Poshmark, and I sold 16 items for a gross amount of $383. The first one was a pair of Bionic shoes, and I just had them in a Goodwill bins haul, and I even said these usually always sell fast. Well, they did. They only took 2 days to sell. They were the Bionic Snug Adeline Mule in size 8.5. They were a slip-on. Other keywords that I used were mule, loafer. I put the word black in there, and they sold outright, not even an offer, for $38. And they even had a nick on the front of them. Took pictures, disclosed it, and they still sold in 2 days, full price. My earnings were $30.40. I got them for $2.29 plus tax at the bin, so $2.50. And my profit was $27.97. The next one was on my Goodwill Plano, Texas haul, and these were the Acme boots. And this one was so cool because I remembered I had tried one of them on so I could give reference to size because they were a size 6.5. So I put my foot in one and I thought, okay, yeah, they're a little tiny bit big for me, so these fit true to size, so I could put it in the listing. Well, when they sold, I went to pull them and I made sure I got the stuffing out. I was checking to see what was in there, and there was newspaper in there. And I was like, what? I don't ever put newspaper in because I'm always worried that the print will rub off. Well, I figured out I had only tried on one, but the other one in the toe had newspaper in it, and it was from January 2nd, 1987, and January 2nd, 1987, and it was the Dallas Morning News. So I thought that was so cool. These boots were pretty old and they had not been worn for apparently a very long time. They sold for $35. They had a lot of activity also. And I had them on eBay, Mercari, and Poshmark. Every platform had activity on it, but they sold on Poshmark. My earnings were $25.54. I paid only $3.50. That Goodwill in Plano, Texas had the lowest prices. And they took 26 days to sell. My profit was $22.04. The next one was another Goodwill outlet, or the bins find, and this was a pair of Tommy Bahama shorts. They were white. They sold for just $14. My earnings were $11.05, but I only paid 82 cents for them at the bins, so I still made a profit of $10.23. And when I think about it, quite often I am good with doubling my money. So if I spent $10 on something, if I profited $10, I would think that was good. Well, it's even better to spend only 82 cents on something and profit $10.23. So that does not look like a big sell, $14, but I think $10 profit on one item is great for me. The next one was a J. Crew funnel neck sweater, and I got this just before I started recording YouTube videos, and I got it at a Goodwill in Moore, Oklahoma, and it was about 8 months ago. It sold for $20. My earnings were $13.54. I paid $5.50, and my profit was $8.04. The next one I had on a Goodwill video, and it was the haul where I got all those vintage coats and Western jackets and suits. I was so excited to find this Kate Spade sweater. However, it had a little hole in it, I discovered. So if ever you find a flaw, always disclose it so that you don't run into any problems. And I knew it would still sell. It might not sell for quite as much, but I knew it would still sell. So I listed it. It took 5 months, but it sold for $22. My earnings were $15.14. I paid $5.35, and that was just at my local Goodwill, and my profit was $9.79. And I like to go back and look when I predict how much I'm going to make on it and see how close I come to it. And I said, oh, with that flaw, I can probably still count on making about $8 or so. And I ended up making $9.79, so it was pretty close. And that's one thing I want to be really good about on this channel. I want to be as accurate and honest on everything that I can, because I don't want to give anybody any misconceptions about how much money resellers make or how much time it takes. So I will always be as honest and accurate as I can on everything, and try never to overinflate how much I think I'm going to make or how much I actually make. The next item was from my Goodwill Edmond haul, and this was the pair of Lady Hagen golf shorts. And they were half off. I thought, oh, Lady Hagen, that's a great brand. And so I grabbed them, and usually they'll sell for around $20. And I thought, oh gosh, it's only $2.25. I'll take it. But I didn't look at it quite closely, and it did have some washwear. So I still listed it and just put that in the listing. And I said, this is a great low price, since they do have that little bit of washwear, and they still sold for $10. My earnings were $4.59. I paid $2.29 at the Goodwill in Edmond, Oklahoma, and my profit was $2.34. But I was able to get my cost of goods back too, so I am great with that. The next one took so long to sell, and this was the Jones, New York gray wool pinstripe 3-piece suit. And I put jacket, vest, pants. I put the jacket size 40 long and the pant size 34 by 33. All those things are things that someone could search for individually. So I want to be sure and put them separately also, so that it can be found by those keywords. It sold for $30. My earnings were $21.54. I paid $11 at my local Goodwill. I listed it on January 17th of 2020. So it took 566 days to sell, or 18 months and 2 weeks. My profit was only $10.54. So probably not the biggest winner in the world, but I'm still grateful I still made $10. As I was editing this, I saw I got really nice feedback, and I love it when they mention that the items are clean and that the packaging was good. And I remembered I took pictures as I was packaging this to show you how I protect suits. I package them each individually because I don't have a clear bag that's big enough to fit all of them. So they each fit nicely in the 12 by 15 size, and I have that linked down below if you are interested in ordering those. And then it fit perfectly in a medium flat rate box, and that is how I send suits. The next dress is such a cute dress. I absolutely love it. I wish that it had come in my size. It is the Free People, wait for it, velvet mini dress in size medium. It sold for $40. My earnings were $29.54. I paid $10.54, and my profit was $19. I purchased this from Fox Liquidation about 9 months ago. It's been a little bit slower to sell, but still a great return on investment to be able to pay $10.54 and get back $29.54 is excellent. Multiple quantities, I absolutely love that. And I purchased it from Fox Liquidation, which I love. They're the only liquidation company that I've ever purchased from them too many times to count. And if you're interested in using them, I'll pop up my discount code. If you use that code, you will get 5% off your order, and it will also give a little kickback to me also. So if you do decide to order from them and want to use that code, I would appreciate it so much. The next one was another great liquidation item, also of course from Fox Liquidation, and it is the Free People Dreamweaver woven tunic top, also size medium. And this top was so pretty with so much embroidery, but it also took a little bit to sell. I've had that one for about 10 months, but I've sold several of them. They've trickled out. It sold for $56. My earnings were $44.80. I paid $17.76, and my profit was $27.14. So I am great with it taking that long to sell. If I've sold several of them and I'm making that kind of profit, I think that is excellent, and that is the most lucrative way that I have found to sell is with liquidation or multiple quantities of retail arbitrage. But it's all fun and I love all of it. Actually, as I was going through, I thought, I wonder how many items are coming from liquidation, how many from Goodwill, how many other sources. And so I totaled them up. I had, out of my 23 sales, 11 came from liquidation and 11 came from Goodwill. However, 6 of them were from regular Goodwill stores and 5 of them were from Goodwill outlet stores or the bins, and then 1 of them came from Walmart. So I thought that was just interesting to see. I like totaling that up each week to see what area I'm actually selling the most in, and I probably spend about 75 to 80% of my work time on the things from Goodwill and a small percentage of the time from the liquidation things. But since they are multiple quantity, they take so much less time. But I love being able to do all of it. Then the next one is one more Free People item. It is the Free People Ella Soft Lace Longline Bra in size large. It sold for $20. My earnings were $16. I paid $5.86 and my profit was $10.14. And then the rest of the items that I sold were a lot like that. I have a lot of sales that are like $18 to $22 that cost $4 or $5 to invest in liquidation, and they just trickle out. So it's just a lot of those sales are my additional sales. And now we will move to eBay, and I sold 6 items this week on eBay for $175.62. And if you have seen any of my other videos, I ended almost everything, and I'm slowly relisting everything and making current, fresh listings. But doing that in the summer was a really bad time to do it because I haven't had a lot of time to invest in it, and I think I am back up to around 280 listings, and I had around 1,000, 1,100 when I ended them all. So hopefully it's getting to the time where I think we're going to stop going places so often and I'll have more days to work. So I'm going to get that right back up there to 1,000 or more listings. The first item that I sold on eBay was the Aldo Carina Oxford Lace Up Heeled Booties ankle boots in size 41, and I looked at the Aldo conversion chart and it showed that it converted to a size 11. When I had those boots to sell, I looked them up using Google Lens, and then it pulls up anything that it thinks is that pair of boots. But it pulls up a lot of other boots that are similar also. And I've talked about this before when I've gone through and done list with me's. And what I do is I have a little notepad and I jot down keywords. So a lot of them said Oxford, a lot of them said lace up, a lot of them said booty. So I took all those words and make my little bank of keywords, and then when I go to write my description or my title, I use those keywords, because for me to just come up with those off the top of my head, I probably can't figure all of those out. So that is so helpful for me to be able to find keywords when using Google Lens. These sold for $32.50. My earnings were $18.41. I paid $2.50 at the Goodwill outlet, otherwise known as the bins, and they sold the same day that I listed them. And I had a feeling they would go fast because the sell-through rate was so high. So I thought, okay, I think I can get a good price. So I priced them a little higher than I even thought I should. And they even had a nick on the shoe. In the back of the heel, there was a part that was nicked. So I took a picture of that, disclosed that, and they still sold in one day. So that is why you want to look at sell-through rate. It is so important. My profit was $15.91. The next one was also a Goodwill Bins find. It was the Harry Potter Sequin Sparkle Costume Dress Tutu, and it was a girl size large, or 10 to 12. It sold for $13.82. My earnings were $7.25. I paid just 43 cents at the bins, and it took 14 days to sell. So right now is a great time for listing costumes. If you have any costumes sitting around, get them listed because they really pick up right in August and September. And my profit was $6.82. The next one was another Goodwill Bins find. This was the Born Peep Toe leather sandals. I put floral in it because it had a little flower at the top and pink, and it was a size 10. It sold for $31.28. My earnings were $16.92. I paid $2.50 at the Goodwill outlet, and my profit was $14.42. It took just 18 days to sell. The next one was from Walmart, and this one was not a good one. And at the beginning, I said I picked out the best 17 items to share with you, and that doesn't mean the highest profit items. It means I pick out the ones that I think I can share something that can be valuable. So this is not a high profit, but it is information that I feel can be learned from. This was the Disney Aladdin headphones. It has parental volume control, and it went through the global shipping program. If you're not shipping internationally, it is a great idea to add that, and I have a video that explains step by step exactly how to do it. They sold for a whopping $14.99. My earnings $6.82. I paid $5.45 at Walmart about a year ago, and I had 0 sales, 0 interest. They just sat and sat and sat. So some people ask, how long do you wait and pull items or donate them? And if I have just no activity and it's been over a year and I get some kind of offer where I can recoup my money, then a lot of times I will go ahead and do that because I think it's better to recoup it and just make $1 or $2 than to just have it sit year after year after year. Now, say there's been some activity and I think there's a chance that it can sell. If I just drop it down a little bit more, then sometimes I'll hold out by just slowly dropping it a little bit. But this one was already so low that I decided I would like to get my $5.45 back plus $1.37 profit. So it was listed for quite some time. I relisted it on May 22nd, and 74 days after even relisting it, it finally sold. And I think I have one more. So on those, I'm just happy to recoup the money that I had invested so I can put it into something else that might sell for $30 or $40. The next one was a plush, and I often don't pick up plush because I just don't know a lot about it, but I was watching a YouTube video and someone was selling a lot of plush and they recommended picking up Disney plush. So I was at Goodwill, I went and looked and I saw this Mickey Mouse. It still had a tag on it and it showed $100. And so I thought, I'm willing to try that for $1 investment. And it was the brand Gund. It was Mickey Mouse plastic plush, 18 inches. It looked in excellent condition. It sat for 1 year and 5 months, but I did start it out very high because I thought it could sell for more. And so I slowly, every few months, just dropped it a little bit. And then finally it found the right price, sold for $34.73. My earnings were $22.32. I paid it $1 at my local Goodwill, and I had relisted it just recently. It was one of my relists about a month and a half ago, and so it finally sold after relisting it, and my profit was $21.32. So definitely worth it for me. Maybe it's over a year, but to turn that into $22.32, I couldn't do that putting the money in the bank. So I'm very happy with that. The next one is the Free People Gold Rush sequin dress, and these dresses are great. I got quite a few of them, which sometimes when I get a lot, I'm like, oh, I hope these are going to sell. And these just trickle out, about one every week or every other week. They are great sellers, great profit. This one sold for $48.30. I received back $34.11. My cost of goods was $8.44, and my profit was $25.67. And while we're on eBay, I thought I would give you an update. If you watched my video about preventing fraud on eBay cases, there was a case, and it was some dishes, and then the lady claimed that they were different dishes and one was broken. She filed a dispute. I called eBay. I won't go through the whole story, but it was resolved and I was able to deny the case, and eBay said I was protected. Well, just a few days ago, she opened up another case and I got an email that said that they closed it. There was no negative impact to me and I did not have to lose the funds on that. They refunded her. So she got her money back. I got my money back. My first reaction was, I don't want her to get her money back when she lied and committed fraud. What does that teach her? That it's okay to do that and she's going to try to scam someone else? But in the end, I thought that's eBay's decision and they are trying to do the best that they can to keep buyer and seller happy. And I didn't lose any money over it. So I have to be at peace with that, and that is their business decision. So it has completely ended now and I did not lose a penny on it. The very last thing that I have is a Mercari sale. I sold one thing. It was the Madeline slip dress in size extra small. This was also a Free People liquidation item, and this has been a great seller except for an extra small. Extra small has been very slow to move. So I was really happy that it sold on Mercari. The gross amount was $24.80. After fees, I received $17.12. My cost of goods was $8.16, and my profit was $8.96. And one other thing that I wanted to mention on Mercari, I had a swimsuit that I had sold. It was in last week's What Sold video, and it looked like it had been delivered, and so I was waiting for them to rate me so that I could receive my funds, and it never happened, and it never happened. So I looked at the tracking and it showed that it had arrived at the post office and it was being held at the post office for pickup. Well, 7 days had gone by and she still hadn't picked it up. And I was like, oh, I wonder what you do on Mercari. And then I thought, that's silly. I'll do what I do on eBay and Poshmark. So I reached out to the buyer, and I'll pop up the message because I can't remember exactly what I said. But basically I said something like, thank you so much for your purchase. I show that the item arrived at your post office and is being held for pickup. I just wanted to let you know that it is there for you to pick up, or something like that. And then she messaged me back and she didn't even realize it, and so she asked me where she could pick it up, if I knew what post office. I told her I wasn't sure, and I recommended that she might be able to ask her local carrier. It would be whatever post office delivers her mail, or I know with me sometimes I'll write a note if I know something is being held, and I'll say, can you just deliver it to me? And some mail carriers will do that for you. Others will say, no, you have to go to the post office, or you have to sign a release and put a sticker in your mailbox so that I can deliver packages. By reaching out to her, I let her know that it would be returned to sender on the 17th, and so she might want to check on that. So she was grateful. She probably wondered why her item wasn't there yet. She did not realize it was being held at the post office. So now hopefully she will go pick it up rather than it get returned to sender to me. And then I'm not sure how that works on Mercari. If anybody knows, let me know if I will lose the shipping both ways or if nothing happens on that. But I don't want to lose that sale. So if ever you see that happen and it shows that you haven't received funds yet, you might check and see if the item is being held and just reach out to the buyer and let them know. So that is everything that I'm going to share on my sales. Now for my complete breakdown, I sold 23 items for a gross amount of $583.42. The money that I received back was $416.45. My cost of goods this week was really low, only $129.45, but that's low because my sales were really low also. My cost of goods was $129.45. I had no refunds, again, yay, and I think this is several weeks in a row. So I have to remember that so that when I do have two, all of a sudden I will think back and remember, well, wait a second, I went several weeks without having any refunds, and my profit was $287 even. So that means that my profit was 49.1% of my gross sales. On Poshmark, I sold 16 items for a gross amount of $383. I received back in the bank $293.50. My cost of goods on Poshmark was $100.97, and my profit was $192.52. On Poshmark, my profit was 50.26% of my gross sales. Then on eBay, only 6 items, but it was still $175.62. After fees, $105.83. Cost of goods, just $20.32. That's because quite a few of the items, most of the items I think were from Goodwill, specifically the bins where they were really inexpensive. And my profit was $85.51, 48.6% of my gross sales. Then Mercari, I just went over that, the one sale for $24.80. That is everything that I have for this week. Also, while I am at it, I thought I would mention, I just had the video, another question and answer, and one thing that I had talked about, that when someone asked what annoyed me, and it was people that didn't really think I had a real job and people that didn't respect my time and would ask me to do things for them. And I gave a couple cases where people dumped their kids off on me, and I felt like they had kind of taken advantage of me. And there's been a lot of good comments about that, and it's neat to hear kind of how they respond, and there were some pretty good responses. But I did want to say also that those are the rare cases. There are a lot of people that are not like that at all, and my true friends do not take advantage, and I have just as many, actually a lot more really good cases. For instance, my really good friend that I had since 5th grade, she ended up becoming a hairstylist, and so she traded with me, and so her salon was really expensive to get my hair colored and cut. It was like anywhere between $160 and $200. Well, she would do my hair for free and my kids' hair for free, and then every once in a while she would just have me sell a couple things. So she was more than fair. We traded services and it worked out for both of us. I never felt taken advantage, and so there are definitely those kind of cases where people do respect my time and understand that it's a job. So I didn't want to make it sound like everybody is that way. There are quite a few people, and you wouldn't believe how many times I've heard people say, you don't even work, you don't even have a job, and that really gets to me. But that is not everybody, and some people really do respect it. Commenting with Laura on this about not telling people that you're a reseller, and I avoided it at all costs the first probably 10 years. I didn't want anyone to know. It was like a secret, because normally the reaction I would get was, wow, really? Ooh, ugh. And it was just so, like, I felt like people really looked down on me for it. But then things have changed over the last few years. And I think social media, people getting out there and saying, okay, this is what I do, I'm making this much money. People became interested in it and have a lot more respect for it. I've talked to a lot of people, and I just tell them what I do now, and instead of being reserved about it and worrying what they'll think, I just talk about it like I'm proud of it, and I say I love what I do. It is so much fun. I make so much more money than I would have ever made as a school teacher, and I go into it letting them know that I am proud of it. And a lot of them say, wow, that's so cool, I can't believe you can make money from home. And then what's happened is everyone is like, can you teach me how to do it? And so I have been able to help other people how to do it. So that was just a couple little extra things from reading the comments that I wanted to mention. So that is everything that I have for you today. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching to the end. I appreciate all of you so very much, and I hope you all have a great rest of the week. Bye.